want to remind you of something this morning. Jesus has never met a demon that he did not conquer. He never ministered to a sick person that he did not heal. When he needed to go to a destination and water was in the way, he just walked on top of it. When people tried to kill him before his mission was accomplished, he walked through an angry mob and just completely vanished without getting hurt in the least little bit. He made a great proclamation that no man would take his life, but rather he would lay his life down, and he did. He laid his life down for the sins of mankind and rose from the dead 3 days later, just so that you and I could have a relationship with the Father. I want to remind you something. Jesus isn't simply enough. Jesus is greater than enough. Jesus is greater than my issues. Jesus is greater than my strongholds. Jesus is greater than a spirit of poverty. Jesus is greater than the thoughts of suicide. Jesus is greater than anxiety. Jesus is greater than fear. You can't settle that Jesus is simply enough, because you'll never live in the abundance of who he is. He is more than enough because he's greater than enough. You and I have got to get to the place where we crucify our Egyptian mentality to think I would be better off serving out in the wilderness or out in the Egyptian slavery and the chains and the bondage than being led by a cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. Sometimes the greatest challenge of the wilderness is not knowing what you're doing or not knowing where you're going, but if you can recognize his presence, he will lead you through the valley of the shadow of death. He will not allow you to be defeated or overcome. He will raise you up to be more than conquerors. He will abide in you as you abide in him. Jesus is greater than anything that the enemy could ever put in our face.